Welcome back to another episode of Last One Y Nos Vamos.
Así es, mi gente. Welcome back to another motherfucking episode.
Whoa. Okay, loving the energy over here. Well, we are back, and we are back. We are back. Where's that from? We are back.
Not too sure, but yes, thank you for all the subscribers, all the new ones, all the old ones.
Yes, anyone watching us on YouTube, on
Spotify
listening
Music,
to us on
Apple Music,
Mm-hmm.
and anybody that just clicked on this video.
Yeah, so welcome, guys. So don't click away yet. Listen to us and leave a little comment. You know, that's what's going to help us grow a little bit more.
And a like.
And a like. You know, just show us some love.
Así
Well,
es.
a lo que vinieron, right?
Okay.
What's Lenchito and Maguito going to talk about today? So lo que está circulando a lot is Mr. Beast.
Mr. Beats, huh? The beast of YouTube.
Yeah, so I don't really want I don't know if you've heard already, but I guess there's like this whole controversy about him getting canceled because he ended up opening 100 wells in somewhere in Africa.
Mm-hmm.
So when I heard about that, you're the one that told me about it.
Negative.
No?
Maybe I did, but I didn't really go in depth onto it.
No, you didn't. Yeah, no, you didn't. But you're like something about him getting Mr. Beast is going to get canceled or something like that. Or like,
you know, it's just a opinion of mine.
Yeah. So I'm just confused. Like I'm literally confused because I mean, anytime you hear somebody do a good deed,
Mm-hmm.
you're like, oh, that's freaking awesome. And before, like he ended up posting somewhere on one of his social medias, he was like, I know I'm going to get canceled, blah 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 blah, but I always want to make sure that I use this channel to help to pretty much help the world.
Yes.
So like, what's up with that? Like I really don't get it.
Like, why would he get canceled?
Yeah.
Because he's helping hundreds of, well, I'm saying hundreds. The reason why I'm saying hundreds is because he opened 100 new wells, but he helped maybe thousands of people, right? With these new wells.
Yeah,
Fresh,
we don't
clean water.
Yeah, you're right. Well, we don't know how many people live there, but yeah, I'm just like, what do you mean? But I mean, I've been listening, trying to like figure out like, why would people say that? Because they're saying, oh, well, he's making Africa look bad, or
Really?
the African leaders look bad, or other people are saying that he's using the people that he's helping for his own benefit. And I mean, yes, I know it. Oh, gosh, this is going to sound bad, but I don't know what other way to put it. But I guess I can say, you know what, let's say that, yes, let's say he does get revenue. He does get money back from opening those wells.
Right.
It's still going to give him more money to continue doing these things. So whether he's doing it out of, you know, his own, ¿cómo se dice? De corazón.
Heart, yeah.
Yeah, que venga de su corazón o no, he's still helping out these people. And yes, it sucks. Like, yeah, no, like you shouldn't be benefiting from other people just for your own wealth, I guess.
It's damn if you do, damn if you don't. We're always going to go back to that. I think,
know.
especially now with social media, everybody wants to talk the talk, but don't want to walk the walk.
I know. And you know what? It brings me back. And it's because like, I think it just brings a really bad stigma to, like, let's say maybe his, you know, I don't know Mr. Beast personally, of course. If I did, cool, right? But I mean, bring it back to it that I think it just brings it a back stigma of like other people who have done it before, who they've been doing it for profit. Like, and it brings it to me, like, you know how you go to the store and they're like, oh, would you like to donate for, you know, the rest of your change? Would you like to round it up to blah, blah, blah to donate
donation.
for donation. And I didn't know that I guess the companies that do that, I don't know if all of them, I don't know how that works, but that they pretty much already paid that. Let's say that they donated like $1,000.
You're talking about people, you're trying to get us canceled?
No, I mean, it's nothing. It's not a secret. I'm pretty sure you can look for it somewhere. That's how I found it. I mean, I heard it from another podcast that I think it was from IE and Friends. They were talking about it, and I was like, oh, and I think I've heard about it before too, but I don't me acuerdo that they've already paid for it, but you're pretty much just helping him get that money. I no sé cómo va, pero but it takes it. But I think some people have probably donated, large amounts of money or done something really big, and they only did it for like their benefit.
Again, it just depends what the person is feeling at the moment and what it becomes. Again, like I've said it before, the only time that it's judgment day is going to be you and your beliefs. So
Yeah.
ustedes lo que quieran.
Exactly, like his beliefs. So along with his comment that he posted out on social media, he also mentioned that he wants to be able to motivate others to do the same thing. Yeah. So I don't know también, like it just, I feel like it would, like, I don't know. I can't remember where I heard it too. It's just like, even out of those millions of people that viewed it, if at least 5 people actually took something from it, like that's good.
Yeah.
Like at least that's good. There's something good came out of it. So, I mean, I think it's a good idea to do that.
But this is just, I mean, I don't know if you remember or not, but this has been going for a while. It's not like Mr. Beast just out of the random was like, oh, let me open 100 wells, right?
Yeah.
This has been going for years, and I can't, well,
With him?
I don't know, just in general.
Oh, with every, like,
yeah,
anyone.
Anybody, society basically,
Yeah.
because one of the churches that we used to attend that we haven't in a while, but either way, where I'm going with this is that one of the fathers was from somewhere from over there, from Africa. And I don't know if you remember that he was trying to get donations to open wells already.
Yeah.
And we're talking about this as being like almost
Years
10
ago.
to 5 to 10 years for sure. So this has been happening in a while. We don't know, the whole political reason why. Same thing as Mr. Beats. We don't know if he knows the political side of it. But again, who doesn't need natural water? So good thing he did that. If he did it from his heart, why not?
Right.
And again, Judgment Day is going to come to everyone.
Yeah. And you know what? Right now that you said that it's not the only time that he's done something good like that for the world. He said, well, like he mentioned in his tweet, he wants to pretty much just make the world better. He wants to be able to help the world. I guess previously he did help. I remember hearing about it. He ended up helping 1,000 blind people or people who were nearly blind pay for their cataract surgery to get the cataracts removed.
Really?
Yeah.
That's cool.
And I'm pretty sure it's really expensive. I mean, I don't know how he selected the people, how it was. Yeah, pretty much. Who knows how the people were selected? But you're happy people who were struggling day to day.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he does a lot. He does a lot of games, competitive games, and a lot of them win cars, win houses, win money. Obviously, it's kind of awesome to see these people win it, and him, yes, he's doing the content for it, but at the end of the day, it's people are getting stuff for free sometimes, and that's pretty awesome. That's why I was saying he's the king of YouTube.
Yeah.
Obviously, he runs, I don't know if you know, but he does a whole, like, every language, he does a platform of his videos.
Really?
Yeah.
So like he lo traduce to whatever language.
Spanish, Portuguese.
Órale.
I don't know about French, but those are just examples. He tries to basically make the video that he makes. He tries to translate to every different language.
Yeah.
And
That's
again,
crazy.
a lot of people are gonna say, well, he takes advantage. But hey, but you could have done it. Anybody could have done it.
Yeah.
He just pulled the trigger to do it first. So.
Yeah, and I mean, not only that, like he's, again, if he truly is, si viene de su corazón, that he truly is trying to make a difference and show people like, hey, you can do it too. He's, by doing that, putting, showing it to, ¿cómo se dice? Translating in different languages, it's going to help. Again, he's making a higher reach. That's why he has so many views, so many followers on.
Yeah, he lives, I mean, what you can see, he lives a simple life. He doesn't have these luxury cars. He doesn't have the luxury homes. In reality, again, he puts money back to his company. He'd rather have a big warehouse to be able to produce more videos.
Ahí es donde sí se ve el dinero. Like, man, like that game that we were watching. It was like a real life game where they were playing. Yeah, but I mean that's not the point. But the point is, going back to the point is just like he's just helping people out. And then también, you know me, I love the beach. He also raids like I think billions of dollars to help clean up the ocean. Yeah, like have you ever heard of the ay, ¿cómo se llama? There's a whole island, literally a freaking island of just trash. Just
I think I've heard
like
of it,
bunched
but
together.
I mean, it's been a while since.
Yeah. I'm not saying that it was that one that he cleaned up.
No.
Yeah, but I mean, it's just like, man, but the thing that sucks is that even though he cleaned it, de un abrir y cerrar de ojos otra vez va a estar lleno.
Yeah, too many humans in this earth.
I know
that we live in.
That's crazy, but I mean, he's being a leader. I don't know. How do you feel? Do you feel like he's being a leader? I think he is, right? Like he's.
Yeah, I mean, he's just showing people what this platform can bring. I mean, there brings other things. Yes, it brings entertainment, but there's other ways that you can help someone.
Yeah.
As a motivation or even as a hope. You know, to show like, oh, look, this is what I did. Now it took me this long, but look, yeah, I got it done. And, you know, again, there's always going to be a plot twist. There's always going to be stuff. I mean, I don't know if you noticed, but right after this video as well, there was people that, and again, I have seen the thumbnail and I've seen the video, but I haven't seen the whole video. Have you?
No, I haven't.
So, you know, I haven't seen it, but I'm not sure if before this video or after this video, but there was, we know TikTok, everybody tries to become, you know, TikTok famous real quick. And people were putting a theory like Mr. Beast has a disease.
Oh, yeah, that's what they were saying.
Yeah, because on his bio it says, I tried to help by these videos I try to help people or something like that.
Yeah, before I die or something like that. Yeah. So that's what they're thinking, because usually people, they say that once you know that you're going to pass, like let's say if you have a that you're terminally ill, that some people turn and they want to do all of these good things, which is great, right?
But I mean, what if he just said that from heart? Like, you know, until I die. If it's 5, 10, 20, 30 years from now, at least that's his slogan. Like that's what he wants to do.
Yeah. And not only that, like what if he doesn't have this disease, right? Yeah. Anybody can go through this, can have an epiphany and be like, you know what? Or just live something where it just completely changes who you are and what you do and why you're doing it.
Yeah. But then again, these people that are clipping these videos and making that phrase bigger than maybe what it is or what it isn't, like what? Are they taking advantage?
I don't know. Maybe that's the thing too. Yeah. But I mean, it's just like, it's just opinions, right? Like we're all, everyone's going to have an opinion. They're going to have they're going to be for it, against it, or there's people who are going to be like, just swipe by.
There's always going to be people talking.
Yeah, there's always going to be people talking about something. So I think he's being a leader and I think he's doing a good job about it. And again, el que le guste, and el que no, pues, keep swiping.
Yeah, pretty much. Subscribe or unsubscribe. Your own little finger has the capability of doing it.
Has power to it. But yeah, that was my spiel.
Your spiel on Mr. Beast.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mr. Beast has way more stuff going for him too. He has cheeseburgers company. He has his chocolate company. So I mean, come on, he's just trying to involve himself too.
But at this and the thing is that like, well, what do you want him to do with his money then? You know? The thing is that like, yes, he has all of this money. Like people tiene sus opiniones and they're going to complain no matter what. It's like, if you have money, you're not using it for a good cause. And then if you do have, or the other way around, they're just using it on, lo están usando de embalde. They're only spending it on cars. They're only spending it on a bunch of houses. They're only spending it on this. So it's just like, again, like you said, damn if you do, damn if you don't.
I mean, we live here in America and we have homeless, and we talked about this. Like, there's a bigger percentage now about homeless.
Yeah. And I've seen other people también. That's another thing. There's like, well, why is he helping out Africa? Why isn't he helping out here? Like in the United States.
It doesn't matter wherever he wants to help.
Exactly. Like, it's his money.
Maybe there's going to come a year, there's going to come a time where he helps your own country. But this time it was Africa. Yeah. So let it be.
Because this is Africa. Okay, yeah, so that's my spiel. What about you, Lenchito?
Alrighty, well, you brought Mr. Beast, him doing good things, but I came across this video on TikTok. I don't remember if it was TikTok or Instagram, but that's not the important part. The important part is what I took about this video. Just like Mr. Beast helping people. I want to kind of ask you this, but we're going to go a little bit further into it and maybe be like, damn, I never thought about it like that.
Ask away, my love.
But if you had a leader or somebody you look up to, will you choose a motivational leader or person, or somebody that can bring hope to you? A leader that shows you hope.
That shows me hope.
Teaches you hope.
So the first one is
not
motivation.
a right or wrong answer.
Man, I would have to say motivation.
Motivation, huh? Real quick, motivation. What would you think motivation is, though, on your own terms?
On my own terms, in a sense, I would have to say, like, in the sense of myself is...
Or what comes with motivation?
Well, motivation, if let's say if I set a goal and it's going well, that's motivating me. So let's say that one day I say, you know what, I'm tired of being
So what does it give you?
What?
What does it give you?
Motivation?
What does motivation give you in general?
Hope?
No.
No?
A result.
Oh, yeah.
So it gives you something back.
So it's a whole process.
So you rather have motivation, somebody to show you a motivation because you're getting gifted, because you're getting something in return.
Yeah.
Damn. All right.
No.
So hope. No, it's not a right or wrong. And I think a lot of us always hear motivation more than hope. And at the same time, think about it as like hope. How can you learn hope? In reality, it's very difficult to learn hope.
I feel like you just learn as you go, because let's say starting with grade school, right? Or high school. Let's say you're hoping that you graduate. So the only way that you're going to, I guess, pass school. I don't know. Exactly. Where are we going with this? No, I mean, I guess I never really given thought to it. But it says you learn as you go type of thing. That's the way that I want to think about it.
Yeah.
Because if you didn't see any results, you would never really have hope. So it's almost like if you started something and you could never finish it, then
that's crazy, because that's the opposite. Hope is the opposite of that.
Really?
Motivation is actually that.
Okay.
And I'm going to show you the example now. In 1957, Kurt Richter, he was a professor, and he did this experiment.
Yeah.
And yes, this experiment was cruel, but at the end of the day, we've talked about it in other episodes that, sometimes experiments is because of stuff that human beings need to better ourselves or to make a better of society as our resource.
Kind of like Mr. Beast.
Correct.
Okay.
So what he did, he had these rats. So these rats, he had them as not domestic. So they were domestic rats. They were his domestic rats. So he had these rats, and he wanted to see how long would these rats will survive on a bucket of water. Okay. So it was just an experiment. And again, there's different ways people explain it. We're gonna get further on the focus. Don't focus too much on the rats.
I'm intrigued.
It's more of the message that you're receiving.
I'm intrigued.
So he gets the rats. They're domestic again. That's the key point. He puts it on the water, on a bucket of water, and he just sees them, and he's seeing them swim around. He wants to know how long they can survive. Okay, so he puts them, And let's say, I think there was 12, but I just don't want to butcher it. So I'm just going to say 12. He puts these rats, he puts like, let's say 4 of them. So 2 of them, they swim for a little bit. They go down to the bottom of the
bucket.
They swim for a little bit, and unfortunately they drown. They pass away. It's about a minute, okay, a minute or 2. Remember, let's not too focus too much on the rats. Let's talk about the message.
So they only lasted a minute.
A minute or 2. Okay, the other couple rats, they were a little bit more, I'm not going to say smarter, but their habit was different from the other 2. These rats, what they did, they basically, instead of going underneath, they were swimming a little longer on top. But either way, at the end of the day, they as well drowned.
Because they got exhausted.
Okay? They got exhausted, or, they got tired. But let's move on.
Okay.
These other 9 rats, okay? Let's say he throws them inside the bucket again. And once he does this, he basically seeing these rats, they're different. Their behavior is different. So their behavior, they're actually swimming on top of the bucket of water for a very long time. Do you know how much time do you expect for these rats? If the other 2 only lasted 2 minutes, how long do you think these rats actually survived?
An hour?
An hour? No, more than that.
More than an hour? Were these rats were like, oh, hell no, I saw these other rats go, so I'm not going to, maybe were they spectating?
I can't tell you that because this is an experiment.
A day.
So they actually lasted 2 days and a half. 2 days and a half, these rats, okay? But they're domestic. Again, what if these rats, because obviously we know animals, or we can just, a theory, right? We can think these animals can communicate almost as dogs barking with each other. Maybe they communicate. We don't know that for a fact, but I mean, they make noise, right? Maybe they do. I mean, we're obviously humans. We don't know this.
Like holding on to each other.
So yeah, what if these rats were making noise and these other rats, they basically heard them? I don't know that part of the story.
Like swim away. Maybe knows? I get what you mean. Like they were probably communicating with each other and they were able to hear. Yeah, no, I get what you mean.
Whatever. But the point is that they lasted for 2.5. So now he goes in the wilderness and he gets these other rats. He gets, I believe, about 34 rats. So being in the wilderness, what do you think these rats more of? Like the other ones were domestic. So what do you think of these wild rats?
Well, they're just wild rats.
But do you think they have more survival methods?
Yeah.
You think they're more savage?
I assume. Like, are they same type of rats? Like,
it doesn't matter, because imagine like life, right? We live life, and sometimes we just gotta figure it out. And if you don't have, let's say, both of your parents, like you have to learn these things, so you become a little bit more aware, or you feel you do, but at the end of the day, you don't know.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying, like domestic. Like some were domestic, these were more wild. So his theory, because there were wild rats, he's like, these are going to be more vicious. They're going to have more surviving skills.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
They're going to be more like active. They're going to be able probably to swim more longer than this domestic rats. So he gets these 34 rats.
God, that's a lot of rats.
So he gets some. And he tries the same experience as with the domestic rats. He puts them inside the bucket. So what do you think happens to these wilderness rats?
Well, I mean, you gave it away. They all died.
How did I give it away?
I feel like they all died. Okay, there's my answer. They all died.
There you go. So yes, unfortunately, they lasted the same amount of time as the other 4 rats, only a couple minutes. So, the theory was, these are going to survive. These are wild. They're savages. This should last longer.
I would think so too.
Right.
See, because I'm thinking like someone who lives like, let's say, like for me and Mexico, my family, he been in a rancho, like they, I don't know if that's how they do it anymore, but from what I got to see the last time I went to my dad's rancho, like they have the cow, they like las carnitas y no sé qué tanto más.
Yeah.
So they know how to do that. I wouldn't know how to do that. I don't know if you would know how to do that.
They have more survival skills.
Yeah, they have more survival skills than myself.
Right.
But then let's say if we were to flip it, Well, sorry, I don't want to get too deep into it.
Yeah, like our brain, I think our brain just thinks about like we think about it as being super simple, but if we give a train of thought onto the actual situation, it's like freak. Like we don't really open our heads or our minds to think about this little simple thing, how much it actually means to us.
Yeah.
So he gets 34 rat. I mean, he gets some rats and he tries to be more equal.
Where are these rats from?
I think doesn't really say that they're wild or not, but he just tries to get almost the same situation, maybe domestic, and some wild. I'm not too 100%, but he tries to make them to be equal. Okay, let's say they're all domestic. Let's say they're all wild, or let's say he does get some wild and he has them for a little bit, and now they're domestic, right?
Yeah.
So let's say, some of them are domestic now because they were wild, but he kept them for a while, so now they're equal. That's the point. They're equal now. So now what he does, he basically gives these equal rats, and he does the experiment again. All right. So now let's say que tira unas 4 or unas 4, 6, whatever. It doesn't matter. The point of the story is he does this. And again, the rats only last for several minutes. But the key is before the rats drown, he takes them out. Okay. He takes them out. And he starts comforting them. He starts helping them. He starts guiding them. Okay. So here comes his theory is, let's see what happens this time. Now I gave them hope, right?
Yeah.
Because first they learned that they were going to drown, but somebody carried them out and basically pampered them as survival.
Yeah.
So they got hope.
They were
now.
nurtured.
Yes, they got. So in reality, they learned hope. So the key is they were able to learn hope. So now he throws these rats back inside the water.
He said, just kidding.
So what do you think happens now?
They drowned.
No. These rats, because they learned hope, they were able to survive again like the other rats for more days and more hours.
Okay, I'm getting it now. So the first one we're like, well, I guess this is destiny.
Yes.
I guess this is how life ends.
Yes.
And this other, I guess their savior, their God,
yes,
came from up above and saved them.
Yes. So you see how hope is way different than motivation.
Yeah.
Because motivation, a lot of the times we see results, we see something that's given to the process, but hope has to come, as you mentioned, as you not losing that something will come, even if you're not sure that something's coming, but you're capable of actually doing it.
Yeah. But what about motivation? Like, so the rats just had a lack of motivation. So that you need to have both, right? You need to have motivation and hope.
But again, if they never learn hope first, how are they gonna know they could survive?
So then, because hope is pretty much just the end result.
It's the result that somebody taught you. They actually guide you there. They actually helped you to get there. Motivation was more of like, oh, you see the result, and you're doing it because you know you're going to get a result at the end.
Yeah. I mean, I can think of how you can really use this as like a life lesson.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, it's literally, it is a life
lesson.
lesson. Like, it's literally a life lesson, because it's like as you were saying, like, okay, these rats did this. And the first one in my head, it's just like, these rats just lost hope. Like, this is my destiny. It is what it is. They were hopeless.
Yeah.
Wow. Is that why they say hopeless?
Yeah.
Like, I felt hopeless.
So, I was thinking about it as well. Like, I'm just going to put I don't know, for some of you might relate to the same way that I'm explaining this. Some of you might like, nah, it's not true. But this is the simplest way I can think of. You know me. I'm very competitive, right?
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
like losing. I like winning. And a lot of people are like, freak, this fool's competitive.
Uh-huh.
But at the end of the day, I really, when I was looking through this, I was like, well, I think the biggest thing I have from people is hope. Mm-hmm. And the reason why I say this is because I could be losing 5, for example. Let's say the game winning is 7, but I could be losing 1-6. People have 6 points on me, but I have 1. Mm-hmm. But I still motivate myself to be like, no, it doesn't matter that you have 6. I'm still gonna get to 6, and I'm gonna beat you. And what happens when you start escalating in points? People start getting nervous. They start getting intimidated, and they're like, oh shoot, he's gonna beat me. So you change.
So you start
dilemma.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh shoot, they're backing up. And again, if I lose that hope that I'm gonna get there, obviously I'm not thinking about, oh, it's my hope. But I have learned this over the years that I've done it several times. Not just this game, not just yesterday.
With anything.
But a lot of the times, games or anything that I'm like, oh yeah, it's fine. I'm okay. I can calm myself down and just be like, whatever, you're 6-1, but I'll get there.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
And I freaking love that about you, honey. Like, I want, like, you would think that, again, after so many years that we've been together, que se me van a pegar unas cosas. Same thing with basketball, right? After so many years, you would think I would learn.
Basketball.
But it's something, I mean, what I've told you before, I don't know if I'm sure I've told you before. It's just like that you're just so motivated and you just don't complain.
Yeah,
you
but that's
never,
the thing,
like it's rare when I hear you I think the only thing that you complain about, well, not even complain about your back. Like, nomás estás like renqueando, you're not complaining about it. And yeah, like if you're like moving around, you're like, ugh, like that, but that's just a reaction that you're having, but you don't complain. And like everything and anything that you do and that you've done and that you still continue doing, like you do it without complaining. You're just like, I'm just going to do it because I'm going to get it done.
Yeah, I mean, in reality, I'm not gonna say because I'm motivated to do it. I think that's
it's your drive.
Very underestimate motivation. Obviously, I do use motivation when I'm trying to get a goal because that's the mentality I already have.
Right.
Like I'm getting a goal.
Right.
And here it's different. My goal is to beat you, but if I'm over here like I'm gonna beat you, and I think I'm in the same level as them, as like anxiety. So it's like, oh no, well, I think that's where people fail, and that's where you fail. Like, no, like you're just antsy.
Would you say your drive, what drives you is not failing? I had that while you were talking. I remember the word. Would you say your drive is showing yourself that you can do it?
Yeah, it's basically what it is. What I learned, hope. There's like, because I was like, well, how the hell can you actually learn hope?
Yeah.
Like, there's no way. Like, if you really think I'm processing, it's like, how is it that you learn hope? Like, I just quickly come to my head. No, I don't. So these are 6 ways that you can nurture hope. And maybe once we start reading, I'm like, oh shoot, yeah, it does make sense. But I'm telling you, if I tell you, give me some ways of how to learn hope, I don't think you can come up with them in your head.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you, like how you're so driven, you're into and so I would say motivated, like so driven and so motivated. Like, who do you feel were those leaders for you? I mean, I can probably say your parents.
I think it was what you were saying. Like, I never really heard complain. So I think that's what actually just made me be as like, whatever, like just like I know it's gonna happen. Like it's possible.
Yeah, like earlier we were talking about how you were so good at sports when you were little, and so you still are. Oh my gosh, you're so good at it. Like, I even think you can even do track, honestly. I think you should try.
Con mis 260 pounds, no lo creo, pero.
But you're fast. I would say you're fast. Like, that's the thing. Like, because we were saying, like, okay, your parents weren't really, no te ponían mucha atención about with sports because they were probably
old
education.
They didn't motivate me to do sports.
Yeah, to do sports. So it's just like, Kobe? Was it Kobe Bryant?
Who really? That's crazy because, like, We obviously know there's a history with Kobe. People used to call him he was a ball hog. They used to tell him like mostly that he was a ball hog, right? But at the end of the day, whoever was a Laker fan and knowing that they had Kobe, we never lose hope that we were going to win another championship. Obviously, with the way he played, it was an obvious thing for us to be like, oh, I mean, as long as we have him, we should be able to win another championship, even though it took years. But I think that was, the feeling he gave us. It was hope. Motivation, yeah, he motivated us to try and do things the way he did, as like, the spin moves or like throw 81 points in a game. Yeah, that was motivating to try and do that. But at the end of the day, the biggest result of hope was to try and win the championship.
Yeah. And I don't think he was trying to be average. Like, why would he want to be average?
Exactly.
The whole point about...
and again, he didn't complain. I mean, yes, he complained on the competitive side. Get me? Like, oh, like, come on, like, do better.
Like,
or
do better. Always pushing other people. But that's the thing. Like, he was pushing people to do better and not just stay where you're at.
It wasn't like he was complaining of him. Like, oh, I did bad or I did this. And he will be straight out. Like, no, like, it was just a bad game. I have to do better in the next one. I remember there was an interview as well. I think one of the interviews, I can't remember if he swept one of the teams and it was for the semifinals going to the finals. And there was this reporter that asked him like, oh, are you okay? Do you feel relaxed now that you're in the finals? He's like, oh, the mission is not over.
Yeah.
And then people are looking at him like,
what do you mean?
Like, what the fuck? Like, you just won. You just swept the team and you're going to the finals. Like, that's not good enough for you? He's like, no, the mission's not over. My mission is to win the championship. But people wouldn't see it. And again, it was just him. He felt like that was his motive to do that. And he wasn't complaining of what he did have or didn't have. But let's move along. Hopefully you guys like this or not.
I like that.
And 6 ways that people can learn or get hope somehow is 1, positive thinking. Try to stay upbeat, stay focused. The second one is engage if you're religious or spiritual community. Third would be practice forgiveness. Obviously, what God did, he forgave us and he basically, got sacrificed in the cross. 4, seek inspiration. Choose a hope mentor. And then help others.
Okay.
So you see, like, these are the things that I think for me, we wouldn't think about it right off the top of our heads. Oh, this is how we learn hope.
Yeah. Because I mean, a lot of the words, I mean, and it's a word that it's used a lot too, along with motivation and consistency and this and that. Like
the way that I can explain it, maybe here, and maybe you can agree, is like people motivate us, right? When we see those views, when we see those likes, when we see those comments. But we both hope that maybe a life experience or a topic that we talk about helps somebody at the end of the day.
Yeah, and again, that's why we're doing it. Yeah. That's why we're doing this, because we want to be able to teach people other things.
Yeah, just to have another open mind of themselves or just a thought.
Yeah.
Make that thoughts a little challenging for yourself.
Because that's always good to have in the back of the mind. Even when I'm doing the research, that's something I can have in the back of my mind as I'm looking for stuff.
Yes, ma'am. So yeah, that was my little topic of motivational, I guess.
Yeah.
So what else do you have for us, Margarita?
All right. So I'm like, oh man, I don't know if I can top this one. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know if I can top this one. No, but now moving on to like a little bit, something a little bit more random, Okay. Because life is just, everything's all part of life, right? So I don't know if you guys saw little Miss Coco make a unexpected appearance right now.
I don't think they did, but if they did, we'll show them in the clip. Pero aquí anda whoever has dogs and dog parents, dog lovers.
So yeah, I how did we end up with 2 dogs? I mean, I know how we end up. We know this story, like how we ended up with 2 dogs. Kobe was supposed to just be a guard dog, and I always wanted a Doberman, and I finally we have some friends that had Doberman, so then we got, Coco.
Hey, it's funny that you say that. Here in the future, I am gonna be talking about Dobermans and their abilities, or like their way of breathe.
Their breeding? Their breed?
Yeah, like their
their breed?
Yeah, their breed. How focused they are to like their owner. So, but here in the future,
were we looking at the same thing?
Were you?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
We really were.
It'd be you or me, whatever.
Well,
but
I can probably elaborate when you talk about it, but you definitely talking about it. But have you seen that poor dog? I mean, there was a video before where there was a weenie dog. It was a brown little weenie dog. It's an old video where the little weenie dog is just running so happy, and the next thing it just falls asleep.
No, I'm not trying to be funny or anything.
Yeah.
But I think, weenie dogs do have a lot of like back issues.
Yeah.
And I thought you were gonna say, the weenie dog on his little wheelchair. Like on, on little wheels on the back of his feet. I thought that's what you were going to say. I'm not trying to make fun of it.
No, but that's what you thought I was talking about? No. No, well, there's that video. And pretty much that dog, they said that dog had narcolepsy. So I asked you earlier.
Narcolepsy.
Yeah, narcolepsy. And I asked you, do you know what narcolepsy? And you're like, no, I don't know. I was like, well, I'll tell you when we come on.
If I'm just going to guess, it's something you just fall asleep all randomly.
Yes.
I mean, I gave it away. But the sample that you said?
No, I did give it away, huh? So narcolepsy is a neurological disorder that can be triggered by certain emotions, or, just, I guess, mainly like emotions. Like, so for example, for the dog, maybe, for that dog that I was telling you that just recently went viral, anytime that he gets like a tree or, pobrecito,
like something exciting,
like something, whenever he gets excited, dogs, they see you and they just get excited. They just get excited for everything. This dog, like cuando está comiendo, like the dog starts eating and it's just like it just falls asleep on top of its food, or like a toy, anything that pretty much just triggers any sort of excitement. It just happens to him. But the lady the dog's owner, she said that like certain noise, like making noises, can help him stay awake. So you can hear her like snapping. How would he say this? Like smacking her lips. I don't know if that's how you say it. Helps them keep them away. And it's the same thing in humans. The same thing happened. It's a disorder that is also common. Well, I wouldn't say common.
I think seizures are the same, no? Like
seizures?
It's a neurological disease too.
Good question.
Or either way, I mean, the thing that I can think of almost like a seizure, I know seizure, same thing, you can just have them more random. And,
yeah, maybe there's certain things that trigger it.
I mean,
too.
There's a lot of things. Sorry, I'm just going off my head, but there's a lot.
No, I'm pretty sure like maybe there is something, or maybe if they get scared, or like strobe lights for them. Yeah. Okay. I mean, anything, it's just anything that
makes a little more sense.
Yeah, it just triggers it, and then they just fall asleep. I know, it's so sad. Imagine just like trying to sleep. And there's another girl that she went viral too. Now going with humans, like she can just start like laughing, and then next thing you know, her body. It's called cataplexy. So cataplexy is también when it's the same thing with narcolepsy. But it I guess it goes hand in hand with your body, where your muscles pretty much just are super relaxed, and then you just have no control over your body, and you're just like trying to move and you just can't move.
Damn.
Yeah. Y my cookies, I don't know if she has she turned around. Coco, come up. Man, come say hi.
She's like, hey, I was very comfortable here.
What do you have to say about narcolepsy? No? Nothing? Nada?
She's like, Mom, I can smell your breath on that microphone.
Well, you had another.
Well, you know how dogs can smell more than humans. They have like a very strong, what is it? I was gonna say sensitivity is what it is. Like
Senses?
what is it when they use the nose? Is it senses? There's
Smell.
something
There's
else,
smell.
Yeah,
Smell.
but there's something. There's an actual word for that.
Sus chatas.
Yes.
Oye, sus chatas.
So basically, they're able to smell more than humans. That's what I'm really trying to say.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, heck yes, they can.
Mm-hmm.
They're the ones that probably think before we can even say who farted, they probably pick up their hand. They're like,
well, yeah, they can pretty much smell you like around the block, I believe.
really? I know, like whenever we're coming home, that he's done barking away. Ko was already peeking her head.
Yeah.
Sorry, talking about peeking the head. Have you seen those people that create like on their wooden fences or whatever fences? They create like this bubble, this clear bubble, so that the dogs can peek their head.
Going to work, there's a fence that they have too.
Really?
Yeah, like the submarine looking.
Yes, that one. Can you take me? I want to see.
Yeah.
Yes, that's
Wow.
cute. And then we'll take Coco so that she can say hi.
What,
I
to
think
the
that's
dogs?
Yeah.
So you're telling me that they do that just for they can say hi to whatever's around them or what?
Yeah, why not?
it's
So they
more
can be
like,
nosy.
yeah.
Or have you seen the ones where people just poke the two eyes? Like they just put eyes and then room for their
nose.
chatas.
Yeah.
So it can just be like
Yeah.
peeking. Sorry, Coco. But yeah, poor doggies. But there is.
Is it? Well, I do have maybe a question. Is it more common for weenie dogs or
no?
just in general?
It can be anyone, like any type of dog. Or any human.
And any type of human.
Yeah, but I would have never thought that it would. I mean, it's because like, humans, I would never think that it happens to dogs. So.
Or either or.
Or either or, yeah.
I mean, I haven't met anybody, human being with that. I think I've talked about it before that, there was somebody in middle school that used to fall asleep in class.
Yeah?
Like 5 to 10 minutes in class, he would sleep.
Aww.
He would sleep all class, and we would wake him up to go to the next one. But en ese tiempo, I don't know if there was enough research or if they really thought it was a disease for him.
Yeah,
because he would do it every class. So
maybe because it just happens. Like you can just be, let's say, maybe. Well, I mean, they do say that like some of the symptoms is that you're always tired. That. Pretty much,
One thing he was a little bit
sleep a lot.
One thing he was a little bit overweight, so I don't know if we put that as well. Maybe he's just tired, or back in the day we were like, oh, he's probably just staying up and playing video games because that was a big thing back then. But yeah, he would just fall asleep and. I think there was a point when people would make fun of him, but I think after you've been with him in several classes, you knew it was just something he did.
Yeah, and if the teacher didn't say anything or get him in trouble, most likely it was a medical condition.
I know there was a teacher where he kind of like got bothered from it, and I think that's when they kind of told him like, oh, like something's going on. I think that's when they tried to finally figure out what was going on with him.
Yeah.
Like I think they even took him to the hospital or get him checkups because that teacher was really bothered that he take him, send him to the office. And be like, oh, you're just sleeping on my class. Like, go to the office.
And you said in high school?
In middle school.
Middle school.
So I think it became a problem that they tried to figure out what was wrong with him.
Yeah, because I mean, what's the point of him showing up to school if he's not going to be learning anything? Like, that sucks.
Yeah. So, but hey, well, that was, something new I learned from doggies and humans. Well, you talking about doggies and us having our special guest here.
You have more dog stories?
I don't have a dog story, but I think
let's show Coco off. Coco, come up. No,
ya,
está bien dormida.
Déjala, hombre, está durmiéndose. But us as dog owners, so whoever has dog owners, I think we always think about like, why do dogs eat poop?
Ew.
Do you know why dogs eat poop?
Because I don't know,
they're gross.
They like human smoothies.
Well, it's not just human,
or their smoothies. Just anything.
Yeah, they just eat poop.
Ew.
Well, one thing for sure, and we kind of don't think about it again, is that they are basically their ancestors are wolves. So it actually comes from the trait of the wolf.
That's a crappy trait to hand down to their future people.
To pass down to the future dogs.
That's nasty.
Well, the main reason why they did it, usually they say the mom, the MUM, they don't say mom, the mom. The mom. The reason why wolves back in the day used to do it, and why dogs probably do it now, they only could put one and one together, obviously. But the reason is because when they had puppies, they would try to, make sure they're clean. So one thing is like, obviously, right? Like they have their puppies, all their puppies around them, and they want their area just like cats. You know how cats are just licking themselves?
Yeah, they're cleaning.
So one way they know their area is clean is by making sure there's no poop around them.
So the mamas eat their puppies' poopies?
Well, they clean up after them because it's just a thing of them trying to be clean.
Yeah.
So they eat it. But that's one of the reasons. Second reason is they don't want parasites around. So they're actually eating it because they know they can probably get parasites. Obviously, if they eat their own poop, they can get parasites. Yeah. But this is the thing that obviously wolves didn't know.
Yeah.
It was more of a thing like trying to protect them. Okay? Third reason why wolves used to eat it is because other animals. Mm-hmm. So other animals come in and, finding them. So that's the trait that the wolves used to do for those reasons.
Yeah.
But now, obviously, us human, we brought dogs into our lives and they're way far from wolves, right? But they still do it.
Yeah, it's just an instinct.
Yeah, so one of the reasons that you can think of why they do it now. Like, obviously, it's not a wrong or right answer. It's just why you think. For example, one, I know for sure it could be because they're bored, right?
Yeah. Maybe because they're hungry. Maybe because they're still hungry. They want a snack.
Hungry. Yes. Anxiety.
So they're gonna say, yeah, I've heard
anxiety.
Yeah.
Same thing. Obviously, you mentioned before their smell's way stronger than our human smell. Mm-hmm. So one thing for sure is that they're able to smell like the protein and the fat on their poop.
Oh, damn.
Because of process.
They're like, there has to be a chip somewhere in there.
Yeah, pretty much, because for their smell, it smells good because they think it's, protein and fat.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, well, now when I clean it up, I don't smell no protein.
Well, yeah, because it smells different for us, for them. But that's the other reasons why they do it.
Yeah, this little nasty was eating.
So obviously,
not her own. Like they don't eat like ours. They don't eat their own.
Poops dogs can eat any type of poop. Human poop, other dogs' poop.
I hate that word. So much. Yes.
Why?
Like I would rather say like, who was it? Oh, Louis Castro. He was saying that he doesn't like the word, what's inside your nose. I don't want to say it either.
Oh.
Really? So he puts like a cute
the green monster.
Yeah, the green monster. Yeah, see, there you go. Put like a cute little word to it. That's like, I freaking hate it. I freaking hate that word. This word, the word that we just said. Yes. See. Oh, you know how. Oh.
So yeah, let's keep on going.
I feel nauseous right now. I feel so freaking. Okay, enough about poop.
But let's go on going. Like basically, we've mentioned why your dogs will eat it. It's basically they're anxious, they're bored, they're hungry. That same trait, because they just want to have their area clean. The other reasons is because they smell it differently from us, so they believe it's food. And they actually like the texture as well.
Oh,
believe it or not.
Do we have to keep going on this?
Well, this is interesting. You as a dog owner, this is
like you want to know why.
Yes.
Just I don't want to know why. It's just don't do it. Teach your dog not to do it.
Yes, that's the other reason. So the ways you can teach them not to do it.
Okay, let's get into that one instead.
It's by obviously teaching them how to be potty trained.
By poniéndoles chile
No.
on their droppings.
Well, kind of. I'm gonna give you some examples, but obviously, one is basically by you potty training them, by cleaning their area,
Yeah.
by giving them a treat.
Yeah.
When they
Feed them.
yeah, when they do something good, feed them enough.
Yeah.
Though some ways humans believe that you can try and help them not to eat it. And feeding them these things, one is pineapple.
Oh.
Because once they process it, they can smell it. It's very acidy.
Oh.
So they don't like that. And the other one, most likely same reason as the pineapple, is zucchini. Feeding them zucchini, they don't like the smell, I guess, because again, their smell is way stronger than ours, so they don't like that smell from their poop with pineapple and zucchini.
So
ya
then
saben.
our dogs are gonna have pineapple in their meals all the time.
Nah, but they don't need their poop. Now that we've seen them.
I feel like we would know. Otherwise, we wouldn't find anything outside. We'd be like, oh, look, the dogs helped us clean outside.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so nasty. Well, Raquelita's dog.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't know if you know that she rescued him, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, she rescued him from my other sister's neighbor. They had, a bunch of dogs, and I guess they weren't really being taken care of, so they were eating their own stuff. I don't want to say it.
Okay.
But yeah. And after that, yo creo que todavía se le pegó. I don't know if he's still doing it, but yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that made me sick to my stomach.
Ay, no es pa tanto.
Yes, it is. No, I'm just glad we're done with this dookie process, and thank you for letting us know how we can prevent
lovers.
this. Yes, all our dog lovers, drop a comment. No, drop a puppy, drop a dog,
SOS or a bone.
or a little bone.
Well, thank you for still being here. If you're still here this far
Thank
from the
you.
episode and you haven't clicked away.
Y saludos a mi mamá.
Okay, saludos a tu mamá. And thank you guys again. Thank you for all the new subscribers, all the old subscribers. Shout out to you guys.
Yes,
and
sir.
again, if you don't get a chance maybe to click one of the future episodes, well, happy holidays.
Happy holidays y saludos a mi papá.
Okay, pues saludos a tu papá. All right, wrap it up.
All right, guys, let's wrap it up. We'll see you guys next week. Peace.
Alrighty, guys, later.